Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Harrison again. And right here on the side of my screen, you can see the results that I've helped other guys get with their one-person businesses over and over and over again. You can pause it and read them if you want, or you can go to ctsincubator.com to see even more results. And today I'm going to talk about the fastest, simplest way to start and grow a one-person business so that you have something that you could pursue full-time if you wanted and have the freedom and flexibility to never have a boss again. That was at least one of my main driving motivations. And we're going to show you how to do it all without social media, without posting hours of content, engaging, buying a bunch of courses. You don't need social media to do what I'm about to teach you to do in this video. I repeat, you do not need social media to make money with the business models that I'm about to teach you. Will you need social media at some point? Probably yes. But to get to, call it $5,000, $10,000 a month in the beginning, absolutely not. And here is how you do it. The first thing we have to decide is what kind of business we're going to start. What kind of business we're going to start. And this is where I recommend, if you want the fastest, relatively easiest way, and definitely the simplest way to do this. Nothing, I should caveat here, nothing is truly easy. It's all going to be difficult. So I'm not selling you this dream that it's easy, but there are certain things that are easier than others. There are certain things that are easy mode and certain things that are hard mode. I'm going to show you the easy mode. And if you want to do that, then what you want to do is choose what's called a service-based business. And for our purposes, what a service-based business means, you're going to provide a service to someone else, either a person or a business, and that service is going to be hands-on, high touch, and you're going to pick a service that is worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars to perform. And I'll show you a bunch of things you can choose from here in a second. Again, for our purposes, service-based business means you're doing something for someone else, whether it's a person or a business. You're doing it very hands-on, very high touch, and it's worth a lot of money. And there are three types of service-based businesses that are relevant to what we're talking about in this video and in the videos that will come after it, that are the highest likelihood bets of quick, relatively simple and easy success for most people. And those three buckets are coaching, consulting, business to business. And I made a huge list of all the different types of things you can choose from. So there you go. If you can't find anything on this list that you could probably help people with, then you can also go on to, look, my face turned yellow with the yellow screen. You can also go to ChatGPT and just ask it, send me a list of every validated coaching, consulting, and B2B agency business model. And it will do an even better job than this, which was just a brain dump of things I've helped people with in the past. But you can see here that the possibilities just go on forever. And really, there are hundreds of service-based businesses that you could choose from. But just to explain these at a high level and break them down a little bit, on the left, we have coaching. And the best way to think about coaching is generally that you are offering something to an individual consumer and you're going to guide them, you're going to help them on what to do. And that's what we're going to focus on in this video. I didn't do all three in the same video because that would have been way too long. And I'm trying to help you guys get the information you need and get out and get to work. So that's coaching. In the middle, you've got consulting. And here you're offering something generally to a business. So this is to a person, this is to a business. And you're generally guiding them, you're helping them, and they're doing what you say and they're getting some sort of result. And that'll be what we cover in the second video in this series. And then finally on the right here, you have B2B. And the way I think about B2B is you're offering a service to a business, but this time you're doing it for them. So you're not helping them, you're not guiding them, you're just doing it. And so that's when you hear done for you versus done with you. These two are usually done with you. This one's done for you. And this will be the third video in our series where I'll tell you exactly how to start that in the fastest, simplest, easiest way possible. But that's how I think about these three buckets, these three business types. Is this the Harvard MBA definition of coaching versus consulting versus B2B? Probably not, but who cares? It's useful to me, so it'll probably be useful to you too. So you pick one, great. What's next? And I should say here on the coaching side, which is what we're focused on in this video, the best thing usually to pick is just something you've done for yourself, something you've helped yourself with. So if you've lost a bunch of weight, great. You're qualified to help other people do the same thing. If you have built a healthy, thriving marriage, great. You're qualified to help other people do the same thing. That kind of stuff. That's the best place to start. So you pick one. What do you find something that a problem you solve for yourself that you feel confident that you could help other people do, at least a large portion of the population do if they're struggling with the same problem. What do you do next? Do you go out and make a bunch of social media content? Do you spend months growing a following and an audience and getting in all of the engagement pods and buying courses and cohorts? No, you don't do any of that. You don't do any of that. All you need at this stage is two things. I'm going to tell you what those are right now. You need two things. Those are a starter offer and you need leads. That's it. If you have those two things, you have everything you need to begin your business. And we'll start by describing what these are. And we'll start with leads. So if you like, this video is on coaching. So how do you get leads for your new nascent coaching business? I made it small on the screen to show that how simple it is. It's so easy, so simple. All you need to do is you just go in your phone book, open up your phone, you open up your email contact list, you look at everybody that you know in your personal network, and those are the people that you're going to talk to. That's it. No Twitter account, X account required. Doesn't have to be something what you have. So you just everyone you know, everyone in your network. And now what we need to do is create a starter offer for them. So what is that? For coaching, what it really is a conversation. It's a conversation. It's leading them to a risk-free, frictionless way to get a quick win while trying your service. That's it. That's it. And all you need to know now is how to have those conversations. So you know who to have them with. You know, you need to have this validation type conversation that leads to a risk-free, frictionless way to get them a quick win. That's going to be your starter offer. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Like I said, I'm trying to make this as simple and easy as possible for you guys and make it as step-by-step as I can for you guys. So like I said, in this video, we're focused on coaching. And pretend this is you. You're the coach. Let's just say your name's Jake. You're a coach. And we're going to use the example of weight loss coaching because that's how I started. And I've helped a ton of fitness weight loss coaches do this exact same thing step by step. This is the exact steps I'm going to show you to get their first paid clients in the door. But you can replace fitness with whatever your coaching idea is from the other slide and it'll still work. So what do you do first? You are going to send this verbatim exact message to all of these people. Ready? Are you ready for the message? Here it is. Hey, name, and you'll use their real name. I'm in the early stages of launching a new business where I help people lose weight. I'm in the market research phase right now, so I was wondering if anyone you know might be trying to drop some pounds and would be interested in helping me workshop the idea. First message that you're going to send. You send that, and you're in the game. And if you're like most people, this list is several hundred people long. You're going to get some responses. So this is exactly what you say, and it's just that simple. You send this to everybody you know, and what you're doing here is three important things. So first, you're leveraging this idea that something is new. So I'm in the early stages of launching a new business, and that means a lot to people when they're deciding if they want to try something, it being new, it being something that they may not have tried before, and it's a powerful psychological tool that you have at your disposal. Second, you're elevating people by showing them that you value their input. People love to feel valued. It's like one of our top favorite things ever. And you're doing this for them. I want to know if you know anybody. Can you connect me? Can you be the connector? Or maybe you want to talk about it. Maybe you want to help me workshop the idea. You're saying that you value what they can do. You value their input. You value their perspective. And that means a lot to people. And finally, what you're doing is you're starting this validation conversation concept, which is, I think, for most people, the most kind of groundbreaking thing about it that we go over in this video. And it's the most powerful thing that we go over in this video. And you're starting that conversation here, which is ultimately what's going to lead you to making your first offer and making your first sale. So what happens next? Here's you. You sent this message to everybody you know. Good job, weight loss fitness coach Jake. You get some responses. You have some conversations with people who are trying to lose weight and are down to help you workshop the idea. And here is how those conversations will go. So here you are. You're still here. Good job. You're our new fitness coach. You're having your first validation conversation with somebody. So what do you say at the beginning? To begin the conversation, you say, you always start with gratitude. Every conversation that you're going to have with leads, you start with gratitude. So thanks so much for taking the time to talk with me about this. I hope this service winds up helping out a lot of people. I can let you know more about how you can be in my pilot test group in a little bit if you care. But first, I just want to ask you some questions. Is that okay? Is that cool? Okay. You can make it sound like it came from you, because these people at least tangentially know you. So don't say words you would never say. And this is an important, I want to break down this part of the conversation too, because what you're doing is you're getting permission in this conversation. So first, you're getting implicit permission to ultimately sell to them in a minute when you say, I can tell you more about how you can be in my pilot group for this. And then you're also getting explicit permission to just have the conversation in the first place. Is it okay with you if I ask you some questions? So they've shown up. You're going to make sure that it's okay if you ask them some questions, and you're telling them ahead of time. I'm also going to tell you, if you care to hear it, I'll tell you how you can try it. And that's how you set the stage for this conversation. And so they'll say yes. Everybody says yes because they're already here talking to you. And so then you just talk to them. And what you're going to see is that having the conversation in the exact way that I say in this video is going to let them create the offer for you in real time. And here's what it looks like. So first thing we're going to do is dig in on the pain. And we want their words, how they describe the pain. And that's very important. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Then we want to dig in on their ideal outcome. And we want their words, again, how they describe their life if this pain goes away. And finally, we want to know how they would value it if this pain went away and if this ideal outcome became real. All right. And here's how you do it. So I've got some sample questions here, and I'll just work through these in real time. So listen up, or you can put on the captions if you're watching. So you say, this is how you start. You say, let me know a little bit more about your situation and what you're struggling with. And a normal answer to this question would be something like, well, I've watched the scale creep up over the years. I'm 20, 30 pounds too heavy now. And you want to get to know what I think of as the real pain behind the pain. So yeah, they need help losing the 20, 30 pounds, but there's some other thing that's making it bad. It's not just the fact that they have 30 pounds, it's impacting their lives in various ways. And that's what you want to get to in this part of the conversation. So a great place to get would be where they've told you some really specific things about why this is a big deal to them. And you can get those answers by asking these questions right here and questions like these. But what you want to hear is things like, well, I don't like taking pictures with my family anymore. I don't like looking at pictures of myself, or I don't feel as close to my wife anymore, or I'm out of breath when I'm with my kids. These are the types of things that you're looking for in this type of conversation. And then again, these questions that I have here will help you uncover those answers. Then once you've got some real things, not just like, yeah, I want to lose weight, but why? Why? How is the weight impacting you? How is it impacting your life? Once you have that is where you move on to the dream outcome. So you simply ask, after you've identified the pain in a way that is real, they're not just beating around the bush, they've told you some real things. You say, okay, well, what would be a dream world perfect outcome for you? And what you're hoping to get here is some measurable thing that you can aim for. So you want them to describe their life, in our weight loss example, when the weight is gone. In a marriage example, describe their life when him and his wife, or her and her husband are like they were dating again. You want to get in the weeds on it, and you want them to be as descriptive as possible. And in the weight example, one of the best places to start is with a number, a target weight. So they'll say something like, yeah, in a perfect world, I'd be down probably 30 pounds lighter, and I'd just feel good. I'd feel confident. I'd feel confident in family pictures. I'd feel confident in the summertime at the beach. That's the kind of stuff you want to get out of them in this part of the conversation. And if you can get some of those tangible, measurable, visual outcomes, you're golden. And then you move on to the next part of the conversation, which is where you identify how the person you're talking to, values getting rid of this pain and getting this dream outcome. And here's how you do that. So again, you're going to lead with gratitude. And by the way, this conversation can be in person, it can be on the phone, it can be on Zoom, it can be via text. It doesn't matter. Any format, any medium is fine. They've all worked for me numerous times. So you say, thanks again for all this help. Seriously, the last question I need to figure out is how I would price a service like this. So for dropping that 30 pounds, so that we can fix the pain that they said, you're going to use their words back to them. So dropping that 30 pounds so that you feel great in family pictures, you feel great at the beach, and you get that outcome that they asked for, so that you're not out of breath when you're playing with your kids, using their words. They just told you the big pain and the big outcome they want. You're going to say those back to them right there. Then you'll say, you'll just put a number on how long you think that would take. And you should know enough about what you've chosen to have some idea. And the fastest rate, if you're going to lose 30 pounds, the fastest way to really do that healthfully, it's probably 3 months. And I might even be pushing it, but we'll use 3 months for our purposes. I think we could do that in 3 months, realistically, if we were working one-on-one. And then you say, I know my competitors would charge something like in the $2,000 to $3,000 range for a service like that, but I'm more interested in how you'd value it as I go to market. That's what you say to them. And then you say, is there a price for, again, using their words back to them, fixing the pain they just told you and getting the outcome they just told you that they wanted? Is there a price for that would be an absolute no-brainer for you to try out? For you to try it out. And what you've done here, I want to highlight what you've done. A couple really important things. First, you've anchored them at the market rate, which for fitness is that $2,000 to $3,000 range for one-on-one coaching. And second, you're letting them take the wheel and further validate your service and your offer. They've basically built your offer for you at this point. They've told you the problem that they have. They've told you the outcome that they want. Now they're going to tell you the price that it's worth to them. So they'll usually say something like, oh, I don't know. You've asked them, well, is there a price that would be a no-brainer for you? They'll say, I don't know. It's hard for me to say. A lot of people say that. So you say, you know what? It's fine. No worries. Just give me a gut reaction. Whatever first pops in your mind. To solve the problem you said and get the outcome you said. And that's when usually they'll say, since you've anchored them at this $2,000 to $3,000 range, they'll say something like, I don't know, maybe top of my head, $900. And this is how it normally goes. And here's where the magic happens in these validation conversations for starting your coaching business from scratch without social media, without spending hours making content, doing a bunch of garbage that everyone tells you need to do. You don't need to do any of that. You're just talking to people you know and the people they know, and you're having these normal human conversations with them. And here's where it really gets magic. They told you 900. You say, awesome. That is so, so helpful. Thank you. Thank you again. And I know I mentioned at the beginning that I'd tell you how you can be one of my pilot people to test it out. So what if we did something like this? Instead of the 900 that they just said, why don't we just call it 800? And then instead of paying in full, you would just pay weekly. And if you didn't like it at any time, you just ask for your money back and I'll give it to you on the spot. I'll refund every penny you paid me. So it would be something like $67 a week to get the outcome you said you wanted and solve the pain you said you had. Do you want to try it with me? And that's it. That's your quote close of these validation conversations. This is how you do market research and sell at the same time, by the way. And you've been totally upfront about everything. You told them, what did you say? You said, I'm going to let you know how you can be in my pilot test group. And you've gotten them to identify their pain. You've gotten them to identify their ideal outcome. You've gotten them to put a price tag on it. You've made your price even less than what they said. And you've given them incredible payment terms and an incredible guarantee if they don't like it. So what you've done here is you've lived up. Where are we at? You've lived up to your word that you were going to offer them a way to try it. You said that at the beginning. So you're just honoring what you've already said to them. And second, you've let them build the offer for you. You let them value it. Then you offered to do it for less than they said, like we just said a minute ago. Then you gave them an insane payment structure so they can protect their cash flow. They're not dropping. They said it was worth $900. You offered it for $800. They're not dropping $800 all at once. They're just paying a little bit a week just to try it out. And if they don't like it, they can get all their money back. You can even supercharge this and take it a step further and say, because I'm new, the other thing I'm willing to do is if you don't like it and you ask for your money back, I'll give it to you plus a $50 Amazon gift card just for trying it out. Give them that extra incentive. And you'll be shocked at how many people, when you're at this point in the conversation, just say, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. But this is how you get your first coaching client. No social media required, no content required. You can do all that stuff later. But first, I want you to rinse and repeat this system, real normal conversations with real humans, with as many of them as you can. And then you're going to deliver like crazy. You're going to get some testimonials from these people. You're going to turn those testimonials into content. And then you can launch the content side of your business if you want. But you might find that this personal network approach works so well, you don't care. You don't care about the content side. So this is how you do it. I hope this was a helpful video. We'll walk through how to do this for B2B consulting and agency in the next couple of videos. In the meantime, you can chat with me one-on-one in our free school community. There's a link in the description. And then if you like this video, throw me a like, throw me a comment, throw me a subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you all soon.